Good morning. I'm speaking to you a couple of weeks before the course starts, and I just want to share a few things with you, at least for those of you who are watching this before classes start. I've been interested in trying to understand people for a long time now, and one of the things that's fascinated me recently is the way people are religious across the world. And this happens in a variety of ways, and one of them that typically gets overlooked by people is the role that food plays in people's religious lives. So I'm thinking of a whole variety of things. So those of you who are religious will, if you think a little bit, you'll soon be able to imagine some connections, depending on which religious group you've got a connection to. For example, some groups have food restrictions. You can't eat pork or you can't eat meat, those kinds of things. And others are involved in food charity or food offerings to the gods or the ancestors and so forth. So food plays a significant role in people's religious lives across the world. And people are human across the world by being religious for the most part, even though a whole lot of us in Canada no longer fall in that category. But most people still do, I think. And so this course is going to be looking at that connection between people's religious identities in Canada and across the world and food. Fascinating topic for me, and I hope it becomes fascinating for you. So what I'm going to do in the course is give you a kind of global perspective on this by taking you into places that I've been, from Far East Asia to Latin America, through North America, Europe, and so forth, where I've talked with people and explored places in which this has happened, this kind of connection. And so it'll be a kind of introduction to the way people are religious across the world, and also an introduction to food issues that concern us all, regardless of whether we're religious or not, whether we are concerned with religious topics or not. So it's a course that goes far beyond that. But I also want to do this in a variety of ways for the next few months, and one of these is to introduce you, at least some of you who don't have this experience, with field work. In other words, with interviewing people who are religious, learning how to interview people, learning what it is to get information through this means, and so forth. So a good chunk of the course will be concerned with preparing you to do interviews, with you doing interviews and transcribing them, analyzing them, and so forth, which I think will be interesting on its own, regardless of the content of the material. So there's that aspect that's going to run through the course. And this year, for the first time, I'm going to do what's called a flipped classroom. So I'm going to be videotaping my lectures ahead of time and expecting you to look at them before coming to classes on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And then we'll use the class time to discuss issues, work on projects, discuss your fieldwork experiences that you're having, and so forth. So I want the classes to serve as tutorials, if you want, and working sessions. And I don't want to be lecturing at you during that period. This will be new for me. This is a course in an area that I've been involved in for a long time, but I want to learn with you in different ways this coming term. So we'll be using the active learning classroom on the second floor of the Woods building, and trying to figure out how to get into this topic in a deep manner. So much more on this later, once I've finalized the course syllabus, which I'll post on my learning space, and giving you a better idea of what to expect before courses start. So expect more from me if you're watching this before classes start. And in the meantime, I just wanted to say hello and look forward to meeting you all in a few weeks. Bye.